All right, guys, we're going to go into our axial rotations through the shoulders, and we're going to do this in a bear sit position. So Betsy's going to come down into a bear sit on the floor. We're going to show you a couple reps, and then we'll work through it together. If you're uncomfortable on the floor in this position, you're struggling to get a nice straight back and keeping your chest upright, you could use a yoga block or a book and pop that under your hips to elevate yourself. Okay, Betsy probably doesn't need this one, so we're just going to take it away. From there, she's going to take her arms out to the side. She's going to squeeze nice and tight fists, and she's going to internally rotate her left shoulder, at the same time externally rotate through her right shoulder. And then she's going to change. She's alternating on each side. Okay, you're going to try and get as much range as you can. So get yourself set up into that bear sit, and we're going to work through 60 seconds together. Ready to go in 3, 2, and 1. So arms out to the side, guys. Squeeze your fists nice and tight, and then internally rotate through one shoulder as the other one externally rotates, and then changing over to the other side. Think about wringing out a wet towel. So I really want you to squeeze through as much range. Pause in the end position before you change back to the other side. Betsy is maintaining a nice tall spine, so sit nice and upright, and then knees are slightly pulling out to the side. Good, we are just about halfway. Now as you're warming up into it, try and maybe get a little bit more range on each rep. If you've lost that nice upright posture, just reset yourself and try keep your shoulders really still so we are not moving, the chest stays facing forward as Betsy is demonstrating nicely. We are nearly there, guys. 5 more seconds, so squeeze out a little bit more, and then rest in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. While we're in the bear sit, we're going to go into some pairs and rails, so we're going to start working into our hips now. Betsy is going to place her arms on the inside of her knees. Arms stay nice and straight. And you want to find a position, or you can bend them, find a position where you can apply a little bit of pressure into your knees. The patelis contraction, you're going to push your knees into your elbows using your arms as a block. So you're trying to bring the knees together in front of you. The rails contraction, you're going to squeeze your butt and you're going to pull those knees apart from one another. Try and get a little bit of space between your knee and your elbow. We are going through 3 rounds of 5 seconds in each contraction. So place your elbows on the inside of your knees, sit up nice and tall, and then inhale. Create a little bit of tension in your body. Start to squeeze your knees into your elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay where you are, but now reverse it. Pull those knees away from your arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move your elbows out if you need to. Block your legs in that position. Take a breather. Good. Straighten up that spine again if you started hunching forward. Inhale, building up the tension in your body, and then squeeze your knees into your arms for 5, 4, 3, a little harder if you can for 2, 1, and then pull those knees apart. Pry them apart as far as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move those arms out onto your legs. Hopefully we've just created a little bit more space already, and we're going through 1 more round. Inhale, start to create the tension in your body, push your knees in. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I want you to pull those knees as far apart as you can, as hard as you can safely for 5, 4, 3, keep pulling for 2, 1. Bring those arms onto your legs and relax for a second, staying in that stretch for a few more seconds here. So take a big inhale, big long exhale. 1 more inhale, exhale, and then at the end of the exhale, you can bring your legs in and give them a little bit of a wiggle if you need to. Nice work, guys. All right, guys, we are now going to work through some bear sit transitions into a 90-90. When you're in your 90-90, you're going to add a good morning over your lead leg before you transition back to the other side. Betsy is going to demonstrate this for us, so starting in your bear position. From there, she is going to pull her left knee down towards the floor while she's trying to let that right leg lag as long as possible. So imagine someone is holding this knee back and you have to push against the resistance. When she has to, she lets that knee come around And then nice long spine, she's going to fold forward over her front leg. To come up, she's going to drive the leg down into the floor, push her chest up. Now this knee stays anchored into the floor. She's going to start to hinge from the hip on her right side, pull that knee as far behind as she can. Eventually her chest and the other leg will have to follow. Once again, trying to keep as much distance as you can. And then when she gets to the other side, she's going to straighten herself up and hinge over that front leg. Okay, to come up, drive that leg down, to push back. We are going to work through 60 seconds here. I don't mind how many reps you get in, but focus on quality. Really slowly, controlled. I want you to work hard for these. So get yourself ready in the bear sit, and then starting those transitions, we're going to go to our left side first in 3, 2, and 1. So pull that left knee towards the floor. Try and let that right knee stay behind. Your arms can be out to the side, squeezing fists, or if you need a little bit more support, you can pop them down onto the floor. So nice long spine as you go down into your good morning. Then to come up, drive that leg into the floor, push your chest up. Good. Now she is slowly transitioning over to the other side. That left leg is trying to stay behind as long as possible. And then as she gets to the other side, square your hips over your front leg, nice long spine, and fold forward. Good, and then you're going to make your way back to the other side just the same way. If you feel like you're slouching or struggling, feel free to use your arms as kickstands on the floor behind you. But Betsy is doing a great job here. We have got another 10 seconds to go. Good. Try not to race through them. Last 3, 2, and 1. You can rest there. Good work, guys. Come out of that position, give the hips a little bit of a swivel in between. And then we're going to go into a shoulder exercise. We're going to work through our infinities, but in a child's pose setup. So Betsy is going to come into a child's pose. And if you've got a block or a book handy or something you can rest your head on, pop it down onto the floor and she will place her forehead down. So that will just allow her to keep a nice relaxed neck. We are going to, find the right height there. Good. We're going to try and maintain a nice straight spine. So we ideally don't want to round. So if Betsy just rounds her back for me. So ideally we don't want this. If you find your back in this position, bring your head up a little bit higher. Okay, so a nice flat back. From there, her right arm is going to go overhead onto the back of her shoulders. Her left hand will go into her lower back. Now she's going to lift those hands up as high as she can first. Elbows are still bent. When she can't go anywhere higher, she'll straighten her arms out. And then she's going to start to rotate from the shoulders, bring the arms around into the opposite position, and then places her hands down with control. Thanks. Have a rest there for a second. We are going to work through 60 seconds of these. Same as with all the other exercises. I don't mind if you get plenty of reps in, but make them quality reps, okay? Rather less, but good reps. So get yourself into a child's pose. Bring your forehead down onto a block or a book or something that you can rest it on at the right height. Flat back, and then ready to go in 3, 2, and 1. Start to lift those hands up as high as you can. Then straighten your arms, and only once you've done that, you start to rotate from your shoulders to bring your arms into the opposite position. Before you place them, keep them as high as possible and then control them down onto your body. The focus here is on the rotation in your shoulders, the internal external rotation. So think about moving from your shoulder joint rather than moving from your wrist or your elbow. Good. Betsy's doing a great demo for us. We are already halfway. Try and maintain that neutral spine all the way through. And see if you can have the same speed throughout the movement. So try not to rush through one bit and get stuck in another, but go smooth and controlled all the way through. Good. They're probably starting to get hard now, so push through the last 10 seconds for me. That's good. Get those hands as high off the floor as possible. The last 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Betsy is going to come into a quadruped position for us now. We're going to work on your hip abduction. She has got her left knee right under her left hip, and then the right leg steps out to the side, nice and straight leg here, but keeping the foot, the hip, and the left knee in one line. So the foot doesn't move forward or back, it's one nice straight line. Her arms are right under her shoulders. You can be on your fists or on your palms, whichever position you're more comfortable in. But I want you to push through the floor and up, so elbows locked at all times. Her back is nice and neutral. From here, we're going to lift that right leg up as high as you can. Pause there, and then we're going to control it to the floor. We're going to work through 10 reps with a 10-second hold on the last one. So get yourself set up into a quadruped position. Take that right leg straight out to the side. Just check it's in line with your left knee and your hip. Now push your arms through the floor. Lift that leg up for one. Pause there and bring it down. Good. Your elbows, especially the left one, will have to be nice and straight. Up for 2. Good. Pause there and down. Up for 3. Pause there and back. As you can see, your hips are staying fairly square here. Up for 4. Pause at the top and down. Lock that left elbow if it's bending, and then up for 5, hold and down. Good. Up for 6 and down. Doing well, guys. Up for 7 and down. Still pushing through the arms and shoulders. Up for 8, down. We've got 2 more with a hold on the last one. Up for 9. Good. And down. Up for 10. Lift it as high as you can. Embrace the cramps as they're coming. Holding there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, little higher for 5, 4, lock your elbow, 3, 2, 1, and lower down with control. Well done, guys. We have got to do this on the other side as well. So bring that left leg out. Yep, we just changed position slightly. So bring your right knee right under your hip. Your left leg is now out to the side, and we've got the foot still in line with that hip, okay? Hands on the floor, push the floor away through your shoulders, and now lift that left leg up for 1, pause and down, good. Up for 2, pause there and down. Lock that right elbow for me, guys. Up for 3 and down. 4, pause and down with control, good. Up for 5. Nice. I want you to try and lift a little higher for the next 5. Up 6 and down. Good. Don't forget about the pause. Up for 7. Hold there and down. Good. Up for 8. Straight elbows and down. 9. Nearly there and down. Last one. Bring it up into a hold, guys. We've got 10 seconds at the top. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Push through the cramps. 6, 5, 4, a little higher, 3, 2, 1, control it back to the floor. Well done, guys. Give the hips a little wiggle or sit back into a child's pose. And then we're going to move on in a moment. The next drill is going to be a shoulder flexion drill. Betsy is going to come chest down onto the floor, so we'll be in a prone position. Bring your legs out behind you, feet together. Your legs can just rest on the floor. Her arms are going to reach straight out overhead. We're going to try and keep them about shoulder width apart and straight arms, so elbows locked at all times. We don't want to have a bend creeping in. From there, we're going to place a block, or you can use a book, a water bottle, whatever you've got handy, just on the outside of her hand, okay? Just on the outside of your wrist. From there, Betsy is going to keep her ribs pulled in slightly, so her core is engaged, the back stays nice and neutral, and she's going to squeeze a fist and lift that arm up and over the block without bending her elbow. Good, nice and controlled. Then she's going to bring it back up and over. Have a rest there. We're going to work through 10 reps in this one. So come down onto the floor, chest down, arms and legs out. Place your hands shoulder width apart over your head. Lock the elbows out. And then start to lift your arm up over that block or book and place it down and back. That's it. 1. Good. We want to be able to just clear that block. So if you've got something and there's a huge distance between your arm and your block or book, you want to go a little bit higher, so you really have to work for these. That's 3 done. Going into 4 and done. Good. All while we're keeping the ribs tucked in and flat back, so we're working through the shoulders. That's 6, guys. Going into 7, working through the shoulders rather than your upper back. 8, nice and controlled with the speed. 9, and back, and last one. Lift that arm up as high as you can, and then bring it back to the other side. Nice work. place that block or book or bottle on the other side, just on the outside of your left arm. Set yourself up, engage that core a little bit, keep the chest facing down, straighten that left arm, make a fist, and then lift up and over for 1. And back, good. We're going for 2, trying to keep that left chest shoulder facing down towards the floor so we're not rolling up through our spine. That's 3, good, 4, and back, working for as much height through that arm as you can. 5, and back, good work guys, we've got 5 to go, slow and controlled. 6, locking that elbow, 7, 8, good, nearly there. We're going for 9, a little bit higher, good, clear that object, and back, and last one, bring it up and over, and control it back to the floor. Nice work. Our next exercise is going to work your shoulder extension. We're going to be in a prone position on the floor, so Betsy's going to come chest down onto the floor, and she's going to bring her fists right underneath her shoulders, and she's going to pull her elbows up towards the ceiling and in towards each other. So we don't want to have them rolling out, we're going to actively pull them back and in together. From there, she's now going to pull her elbows up a little bit higher, up towards my hands, that's it. Hands should be now off the floor. She's going to straighten her arms out without dropping the elbows down, and now she's going to pull those hands back underneath her shoulders. As you can see, she's keeping contact with my hands. Just do one bad rep for us where you drop your elbows. So on this rep, she's now dropping her elbows down. We're trying to avoid that. Okay, have a rest there. We're going through 10 reps and we'll have a 10-second hold with straight arms on your last rep. So set yourself up, chest on the floor, bring your fists underneath your shoulders, pull the elbows in and together behind you. Now lift the hands off the floor by pulling the elbows as high to the ceiling as you can. Good. I want you to squeeze your fists and create some tension. Straighten your arms out for 1 and then hinge back in. Good. Elbows stay as high as you can. 2. That's it. We're going to try and keep the hands off the floor the entire time. 3. Keep a nice long neck, trying not to drive the forehead into the floor too hard. That's going for 4. Good. And back. Out for 5, good. Lift those elbows high to the ceiling as you can. And going for 6. Good work, guys. Keep powering through. Elbows in and together again for 7. Straighten those arms. Good. And 8. Maintain tension in your body. 2 to go. Out for 9. Good. Bring it in. Last one, we've got the hold in the straight arm. So straighten those elbows out. And we're holding here for 10. 9, 8, elbows pulling up and hands in towards each other. 7, 6, 5, 4, up a little higher for 3, 2, 1. Bend those elbows in and relax. Well done. The next exercise is going to work on a little bit more hip abduction with a little knee hinge added in. Betsy is going to start in a tall kneeling position. From there, she's going to place her left hand down to the floor. Her right leg is going to step out in a straight line. As you can see, she's got a straight line from her wrists through her hips into her foot. Okay? Her hands can be on her hips, or you can reach the arm up to the ceiling, which will make it a little bit more challenging. Now she's going to lift that right leg up as high as she can, still maintaining a straight line. From there, the knee stays nice and high. She's now going to bend her knee to 90 degrees, bring the foot back behind her. Knee stays up, and now she's going to straighten that leg back out. Good, we're going to go, have a rest there for 10 reps with a 10-second hold in the straight leg position at the end. We are not going to bring the foot down in between, so you're going to keep that leg up nice and high for all 10 reps. So get yourself set up, guys. Start in the tall kneeling position, then pop your left hand to the floor. Right leg goes out straight to the side. Now hands on your hips or behind your head, lifting that right leg up as high as you can. Good. Now keep that knee nice and high, hinge and bring that foot back towards you, and then straighten that leg out. That's 1. Good. Actively pushing through your shoulder on the left. Good. For 2 and out. Nice. Knee stays nice and high for 3 and back. Try to keep the foot and the knee in one line so we could rest something on here rather than rotating up and down. And out. 4. And out. Well done, guys. Keep it going. 5. And up. Push up through your hips and your obliques. That's 6. 7. And we're just going to open up that line as well. So push hips forward. You're nice and straight. 8. 9. Good. We're going to hinge from the knee for 10, and then as that leg comes back to straight, we're going to hold there. So keep it nice and straight as high as you can for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. A little higher. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And bring that foot down. Good. We're going to change to the other side. If you need to swivel your hips out in between, go for it. And then we're going to set up for our left leg. So starting in a tall kneeling position again. She is going to bring her right hand to the floor, left leg steps out. Try and set up in a straight line so we're not in a banana and pushing the hips back, but squeeze your butt, push your hips forward. From there, lift that left leg up as high as you can. Keep it nice and high as you bend from your knee. Bring that heel back behind you and then straightening out for 1. Good. 2. And back to straight. 3. And out. Good. Lift a little higher again. That's it for 4. And out. 5. And out. Pushing the hips forward if they've crept back. 6. And out. Good. Push strong through your right shoulder. 7. And out. 8. Back out. We've got 2 more, guys. Lift that leg a little higher. 9. And out. Good. Bring that heel in for 10. And then as that leg comes back to straight, lift it a little higher and hold it here for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Last 4. Higher for 3. 2. 1. And control it to the floor. Well done. Now we're going to work from a butterfly pose out into a seated straddle. So Betsy is going to start in a butterfly pose. Feet come together nice and close towards the hips and her knees go out to the side. If you are not comfortable in this position with your hips on the floor, you can use a block or a book and elevate your hips. So just lifting the hips up there for a second. This will help you sit nice and upright. Okay, Betsy probably won't need this one, so take it away. From there, you can use your hands behind you as a kickstand. We're going to find a position with your body where you'll be able to lift your legs up and then straighten them out into a straddle and control them back to the floor. Okay, so depending on your body, you may have to come a little bit further back. That's fine, but once your body is in a certain position, I'd like it to stay there. So we're not moving back and forth. So let's just show one bad rep where you lift the legs up. And so as you can see, she's just leaning back and forth here. We're going to try and avoid that. So let's set ourselves up in that butterfly. We're going to work through 5 reps here together. Bring your hands behind you. Try and keep your chest nice and tall. Elbows are locked, and we're going to try and keep them locked all the way through. From there, Betsy is going to try and bring her feet up as high as she can. Now she's going to pull her knees towards her armpits, then straighten the legs out. Keep them as high as possible and then control them down to the floor. Now we're going to reverse. Lift the legs up as high as you can first. Knees to your armpits, then bring your feet in and together and lowering down. We're aiming now to get the feet off before the knees. That's it, good. Knees to armpits. Straighten the legs out, keep them high, and then control them down. Nice. Lift them up, smile through it if you can, and knees to the elbows, feet down. Good. Nice and tall chest. Use your arms as kickstands. Good. We're going into 3. Control the legs down. Good. We're going to lift up high first, then bend those knees towards your armpits. Good. Feet together. Try get the knees down before the feet. Probably not going to happen, but it'll help you engage the right tissue. Up for 4. Straighten those legs out, lower them down. Good. Embrace the cramps, we're nearly there. Lifting up again. Good. Bring the knees in, feet together, place them down. Last one. You guys can do it. Lift those feet up as high as you can. Knees to armpits, straighten the legs, lower down. And last one. Bring it up. Good. Knees to the armpits, feet together, and place them down to the floor. Well done, guys.